Okay, so I bought my BASECAMP about a month ago. I thought I'd show some of the upgrades and explain some of the ways to go about the upgrades, I guess. Still the factory body, had to trim it a good bit. Excuse the table, it's like a spare room. So, Pirate RC sliders for the BASECAMP, Helios, 1500 3S LiPo battery. I've always ran them. I love them. Can't see it well. That is the RC Pirates small tiny battery tray that for the BASECAMP. That's pretty much a must. Let's see, Incision, what are they called? Incision 1.9 crawlers. The name escapes me. I forgot what model they are, but they're in black. I've had a little trouble getting them to stay mounted under heavy crawling. When I first got them, the bead pulled out. So, the thing I just did, I think it was last week, was the Spare Time RC's flat skid. I like the idea of the flat skid, but it raises up the motor, a fair good amount. So, might have to add some weight later. And for links, I did upgrade, well, kind of. They're the Enduro. I'm not sure. It's the, what do you call it? It's the Associated Team Racing for links for the Enduro. The fronts are the 108, I believe. No, 100 millimeters for the front. Yeah, you can't really see that. And the rear are 127. And you don't need to run that particular length of link unless you do the Spare Time Hobbies flat skid. And some of the geometry changes, since it's more like a traditional axial base skid, obviously, but for the BASECAMP trans. But I noticed that I have another build that's using a Holmes Hobby Sherpa chassis from Team Garage Hack. And these right here are the spacers that fill in the gap for the frame, right? Well, if you use just this skid without the side spacers, and well, they're really link mounts, there it's the exact same width as a, say, Vader flat skid for the Axial 3 gear trans. So I might be swapping some stuff out later, I don't know. But you have to run those links in order to get your pinion pretty close to stock. Before I did the skid, well, and even after, I was using the, oh, come on. I'm using my phone. Okay, the factory team, Associated Factory Team, 114 millimeter high clearance links. And they're $10 a set for each length, it seems to be, off AMain. Because at first I was using the stock high clearance link set from an Enduro or an Echo, whatever. And those factory links worked. Now, I haven't changed the top and the rear. I didn't need to. But I bought a set of Capra links for my comp Sherpa chassis build. I'll show it another time. It still needs the motor, which whenever I go to brushless for this one, I will swap it over into that chassis along with the ESC and possibly even the servo. But I did put the factory BASECAMP wheels and tires on there. But as this is my first crawler video in many years, even on a different channel, if anybody's run these incisions, particular ones. It's the XD Incision. I still don't remember. If you've had any other trouble with your beads pulling out too under heavy crawling, you know, hey, even if it's years from now, just let me know. But, you know, what you did to fix it. But future, I'm probably going to go with the RC Pirates flat rail chassis because I got the bug. But to swap it out, you know, I want a good crawler, but at the same time, I still have my Team Garage Hack Sherpa chassis, the aluminum version. And so I do still want to finish it. Last weekend, I swapped out my motor, took my ESC out of this and put over into that and went outside and played with it with no body on it. And it seems to be okay. I just need to get it finished. But I mostly just made the video and rambled on here just so if anybody happens to see or want the Spare Time Hobby skid, that's the lengths you need, the 127 millimeter rear lengths. If you can do it with your factory ones, but maybe I didn't try it with those. I tried it with the 104s off the no, I'm sorry, I had the 114s on there, and I had to turn the rod ends out about halfway on the thread, and the pinion was still cocked up pretty high. But there you go.